Hello and welcome once again to the Smart Move to UK. So this topic is about maintenance funds requirements for UK skilled worker visas. Now you need to be mindful, there are different categories. The student visa would have a maintenance requirement which will be different, and there's a separate video which speaks about how do you maintain funds as a student, and this particular one is on a skilled worker visas. So to apply for a skilled worker visas, the applicant must submit first of all their online application together with the supporting papers and pay the applicable fees. In addition to this, there is a requirement that the applicant submits evidence of availability of funds for their maintenance. The reason why this maintenance funds asked is because you've got a job offer in the UK. However, you would require about a 4 weeks time till you've been paid your first salary. So you would need to maintain yourself in the UK, and under this category the applicant has no recourse to public funds, which means they have to ensure you have sufficient funds to take care of yourself for the first month that you're entering in the UK. So the funds for maintenance includes the following costs. You must be financially capable of paying the application fee, which varies depending on your visa validity. So as you must be aware, the visas can be valid for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, depending upon what kind of a COS you've issued. So it will vary upon the time that you have on your COS. You must be financially capable of paying the application fee, which varies depending upon your visa tenure or the validity of your visas. And it ranges between £625 to £1,423. You're also required to pay the immigration health surcharge, which is normally about £1,035. The immigration health surcharge, which is also known as IHS, must be paid for each year granted to you under the skilled worker visas. To show that you're capable of maintaining yourself in the UK, you must have at least £1,270 in your bank account for 28 days consecutively. This is very important that you maintain this balance in your account for 28 days. When you're doing this, one tip here, you need to also be mindful of the exchange rates if you're outside the UK, and it's advisable to have little extra up over there. So just in case there's any kind of volatility in terms of the exchange rate, then you are not affected as you try to complete your 28 days there. If you want to bring your partner and children with you to the UK, you must also show that you have money to support your dependents there. £235 for your partner and £315 for one child under the age of 18 years, and £200 for each extra child under the age of 18 years is what is the requirement that you will need to fulfill. The financial requirement is a critical component of the skilled worker visas. Its objective is to demonstrate that you have adequate finance to support and accommodate yourself whilst in the UK without relying on public subsidies. Therefore, there are two ways to meet the financial requirement for a skilled worker visas. The first approach is self-maintenance, which requires you to show that you have at least £1,270 in your bank account for at least 28 days. The second approach is that your sponsor can show that they would be sponsoring you and they would be maintaining these funds for and on behalf of you. So how do they do that? They actually mark that as yes. So when you look at your COS, there's a question which says, is your sponsor going to pay for your maintenance? And if that answer is yes, which means your sponsor is going to take care of your stay for the first 4 weeks that you're in the UK. So the certificate of sponsorship will confirm that your employer supports your application. If you have been in the UK with a valid visa for at least 12 months, or if your UK employer agrees to pay £1,270 for your first month's living expenses, you do not need to present evidence for UK skilled worker visas to meet the maintenance funds requirement. Be mindful that if your employer aids your sponsorship, certificate must attach to it. Your employer must fill out sponsor confirms maintenance line on your certificate. This is described as additional data. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this has been of help to you, and I hope that now you're a bit more confident about how do you meet the maintenance requirement for a skilled worker visas. Should you still require further assistance, please feel free to reach out to Smart Move to UK. Thank you once again. Bye-bye.